Welcome, viewers. This is your health advisor, Susan Mwita, coming to you through to Living Show, which comes via Sky Cable TV. We are continuing on hypertension, and right now we are talking about the diet. Last time we were talking about the diet, and I had mentioned to you the types of diet somebody who has hypertension should be taking, either being told by the doctor or their dietitian or nutritionist, all by themselves. Because once you know you're hypertensive or you have high blood pressure, so you are supposed to change the way you eat, because mostly the diet is what causes the hypertension to be that bad. Although there are other factors, I don't know what might be causing you being having high blood pressure. It might be the diet. It might be obesity, which also, in there the diet is also concerned. Either it also runs in your family, so you're prone to have it, genetically. And the first episode of hypertension, I told you many black people, we usually have that problem just because our ancestors or where we came from, our genes, people are used to be taking high salt, which we also do it today. And I had also advised you to be taking the sea salt, which is big by size, and to just avoid the very fine salt. So let's talk more of the diet. I know the other episode I touched about the low sodium diet, the heart healthy, and no added salt. And I know last time we talked more of heart healthy diet. So let's touch on low sodium diet. What do we mean by low sodium diet? So low sodium diet or no added salt is when you take just the minimum of the salt which you are needed to take in a day. And that salt is 1,000 milligram to 2,400. So try to take the minimum, because you also cannot live without the salt or the sodium. So it's good to do that. And then we had also touched on another diet, which is low cholesterol diet, because we found out that, when your arteries are clogged by the bad cholesterol and your blood is being pumped, so sometimes there is resistance, because most of your blood vessels, and mostly let's talk about arteries instead of veins, although there is none of them which should be having clogged cholesterol on them, but arteries, because they are the ones which carries the blood from the heart. We say the heart, the heart is over there. So when the blood comes to the heart, it's oxygenated. So arteries are the ones which carry the oxygenated blood to the part of the body. And the arteries are, the ones which the blood moves fast. So even when we are taking somebody's blood pressure, so the artery blood pressure is the one we usually takes it. And if you have a lot of fat, a lot of blockage, then it means your heart has to work hard to pump that blood, because if the artery is so tiny, and what I mean tiny is if it's blocked by clogged things, so wherever the blood is passing is so small, and that's why now the heart has to work hard, and that's how the blood pressure goes up, because it's like the heart, as I told you, is a pump. It pumps blood so that blood can go over to your blood. So if it's clogged and then it has a lot of salt, so you end up having very high blood pressure, and we don't want that. That's why we said at the beginning, eat foods which are low in cholesterol. Eat natural foods, mostly the vegetables, the fruits. Check on your rebels, I had said. Also take foods which are high in fiber, like if you will be eating like breakfast, eat cereals which are high in fiber. Eat food, like asparagus here is very high in fiber, and natural foods, most of them here, they have fiber, the ones are presented. Don't take a lot of processed foods. Don't even take a lot of canned foods. They are not good for high blood pressure person. So it's always good to eat natural foods, the vegetables, the fruits, and be checking on your packages. And that way, and naturally, there are other foods which are high in sodium, especially like the tomatoes. The tomatoes, we all know, they are good, they are natural, but they also they have sodium too. So, but that's a good sodium coming from the plants than, the one we'll just get from, the one we'll get from the salt, or the ones we'll get from the spices. Some of these spices, if you look like at this one, has high, the sodium on this one is 550 milligrams. So that's very high. So it's always good to eat the foods, which are low in sodium, low in fats, and especially the animal fats is not good. Try to eat, if you're cooking food, use the vegetable oils. Use, instead of the animal fats or the foods which is, the fat which is gotten from other sources, it's always good to have the oils from the vegetables. And there are different types of, oils. So when you go to the shelves, where you buy, check on what you're buying. Try to avoid foods which will cause more problems, which will clog your arteries, which has a lot of sodium, which they are not healthy. Then the no added salt, it's as it sounds. Do not add salt onto that food. So you check the ones with just little salt, because we were told, you have to have the sodium in your body, which, will help you. So try to check, if I look at this food, these are the potato chips, or, this was, they are called stick fries. But if I look at the label here, it will tell me a lot. It has like 3 grams of fat. Saturated fat is 1 milligram. There is no trans fats on it. Then there is polyunsaturated fat, monosaturated fat 1.5. The polyunsaturated and monosaturated, they are okay. Then that number we have there. Then the cholesterol is 0. Then it has 330 milligram of sodium, so that's high. And then the carbohydrates are 19 grams or 7%. And it has some little dietary fiber there, 1 gram of sugar. Then the only other thing, even vitamin, it doesn't have anything for vitamins and other minerals, but it has potassium, which is 300 grams. So the best thing is to check on the labels. Try to eat healthy. Try to exercise. Do as your doctor says. And when you have a hypertension, try to have a cardiologist. I know you'll also be visiting your primary care doctor or your regular doctor, but it's good when you have a cardiologist, because hypertension, once you have it, it never goes away. You can manage it. You can have less if you are taking high, strong medication. You can go down, But once you are diagnosed with it, you have it for life. So it's a matter of managing it, and it can get better and it can get worse. So worse means, you know, your kidneys can get messed up, your heart, and you might end up at the end having kidney issues where you might have a transplant or dialysis, or, you know, your kidneys might also not function the right way. And this is your host, Susan Mwita. The True Living Show comes every Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern African Time and 12 noon Eastern Time. Don't forget to subscribe, press the like button, and also you can comment. And thank you so much.